There you go. But yeah, so Rockies was like the Coastal Cliffs variant map that we had last year for King of the Rockies, and so Front Range is King of the Rockies 2025. So we'll have the new two civs as two new maps there. Draft is done now, so we can look at the civs. Interesting. Okay, what do you say to that draft?
Well, I know Gully really likes his Marlins and H3, and we don't
Mm-hmm.
see that for him. So I'm a bit surprised for not having Malians. It's still decent on Dry Arabia. I see Valdemar like with a really good draft. Like he's got the Byzantines, he got the Rus, he got the Lancas, he got HRE, and Valdemar is also like an HRE main. Like the first couple of seasons, he soloed HRE for like
Mm-hmm.
hundreds of games.
Yeah.
So compare if I compare drafts, I like Valdemar's more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I personally would like Gullyd3ck3l more just because of Mongols and Delhi, but not like looking from a meta standpoint. I definitely agree that I would go with Valdemar's draft over Gullyd3ck3l's.
Yeah, Mongols and Delhi are fun civs, but
Yeah,
like Mongols is an okay civ in top level. Like it's pretty situational. It's really good on hybrid maps. But overall, it's not the best civ. It doesn't have the eco of Rus of Byzantine.
no, it doesn't. That's out of the question for sure. Um, but yeah, also again, both players banning Zhu Xi's Legacy, both players banning Chinese, so we're not gonna see those civs played today, I'm guessing. And then KT and HRE respectively have also been banned. Um, and okay, the first map they are playing on, I'm just thinking, is Frisian Marshes. So just the map that we just seen in the other series. What would you go for on Frisian Marshes with those civilization
If
options?
I look at civilization, like for Gully, I really like French on prison marches.
Hmm.
Even with the trade post in the middle, you can still Chamber of Commerce, and with the knights, you got map control. There's a lot of food on the map, like there are a lot of sheep already, a lot of fish as well. So you don't really need to farm transition. That's always a point in the French game where you have to go into farms where you're really weak.
Hmm.
That's a window of opportunity for the opponent. Mongols really good on Persian marshes as well, I believe. Yeah, English as well. Like you can easily turtle in the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, some good options. And if we look at Valdemar's side, H3 is good because of all the food. You could even go for a cheeky Burgrave all in. I don't think they will do that because that's not really effective at top level, but you could.
Yeah.
He's got Abbasid, so we can build docks on pawns, like they're really cheap.
Hmm.
House of Lancaster, same as Lynch, you can turn on the corner. I'm not really expecting Marlins. Rus, yeah, Rus. Also possibly not really expecting Byzantine. So both players have multiple options. Like, I think it's really difficult to predict which civ each player is gonna pick.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely difficult. And yeah, as you said, French, I think Rus would also be fine, definitely. Um, Japanese, I mean, it is not really a hybrid map, but all the other maps, Cliffside, Dry Arabia, Rockies, and Front Range, they don't have any water as well. So that actually could also, like, I know what they're playing, so I know it's not going to be Japanese, but I'm just wondering, like, would you pick Japanese on Frisian Marshes to go for the dogs? Like, would that make sense?
Not on the first game. Like,
Right.
I could see it happen like in the second or the third game. If you're expecting the opponent to go a certain civ, you counterpick.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you know, oh, Valdemar's gonna go Marlins, I'm gonna pick Japanese, go again, Dark Age Barracks open with Samurai or something,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And but for the first game, like there's way too many options, way too many variables. So I'll just do a safe pick. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would pick French or Mongols. So those are civs that are pretty civs that I really like as well. Uh,
Well.
yeah, well, we'll see what Gully does.
Yeah, so let's switch that up. So we do have the first matchup. Valdemar is playing HIE, and Gullyd3ck3l is playing Ottomans. So
Ottomans,
completely
okay.
different than I would have expected.
Well, the H3, like the H3, we predict like H3 would
Yeah,
be a good civ. I didn't expect the Ottomans with all the other civ picks he had, but Gully should have his reasons.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, he probably expected HIE, and if he's going aggressive Ottoman into HIE, that can work really well. I guess. So, but yeah, I mean, he still could have gone Mongols if he expected HIE. So yeah, really curious actually.
So is the game already started, or are
Yeah,
they
yeah, I'm just loading
loading
it up.
up? Or
So
okay,
I'm just loading it up. We might have some. Yeah, there's 3 more minutes. Oh gosh.
we still have to talk 3 more minutes about stuff.
Well, actually, we
Like
we yeah. Well, yes, but actually no, right? So we could always
no.
jump back to the King of the Rockies trailer. Speaking of which, guys, if you enjoy what you're watching here, there's a couple different things. So first off, we host weekly tournaments for low the legends, for lower level players. So basically bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, up to low conqueror. We also host the Warchief Club, usually twice a month. And then we also have some more like annual big LAN events. King of the Rockies 2025 in Denver at the end of October, 24th to 26th. And the qualifiers for that will be next 2 weekends. So on the 23rd and the 24th, and then on the 30th. And each qualifier gives you the chance to qualify, like 2 players can qualify each time, to a total of 6. And then we have Louis MT and Wham 01 invited already, as direct invites because they won previous LAN events from us. And that's gonna make up the 8 players that are gonna compete in the King of the Rockies, which is gonna use the same map pool as we do today. So if we're looking at the maps here, Dry Arabia, Cliffside, Frisian Marshes, Golden Heights, Holy Island, Front Range, Rockies, Pigeon View, and Prairie, these are gonna be the King of the Rockies maps as well. So if you are as hyped as we are about that, and if you want to support us, you can do so with on our Matcherino, and all the information about where to sign up, how to sign up, prize pool, how to support, and all that is also in our Discord. So if you haven't joined our Discord server, I don't know what you're doing with your life, so please do that. And we appreciate any support that we can get because we're community funded, and so um, our events are community funded. King of the Rockies is also sponsored by World's Edge, so that's why we have a $15,000 prize pool there, but you can even increase that further by your contributions. So, yeah. Did I miss anything, Optiflam?
No, that's a really good recap, and these 3 minutes just went away in a blink of an eye. Yeah, like you said, next week, 23rd and 24th of August, qualifiers. You know, your chance to qualify yourself for this event. You mentioned it being in Denver, like for people who doesn't have any geographic knowledge, that's it in America. And you know that's where
America.
Jiggly lives. But yeah, if you really want to go there, you must make sure you also have the means to get there. I know Louis does. I know Wham does because he's from Canada, so it's pretty close by.
Mm-hmm.
But I see the game has started, just so let's hop into the game.
Let
Do you want
us.
to do the introductions?
I would love to. So, Valdemar. First time we see him playing today, even though he had some series obviously before, playing the Holy Roman Empire in the perfect color yellow on the left side of Frisian Marshes against Gullyd3ck3l in purple, playing the Ottomans, opening on wood. So, looking potentially for a dock maybe, or is that some early? Is that some early aggression? Is he looking for the pawn? I'm really not sure right now. He's, you know,
I think he's just looking for the pond.
he's still kicking the
That's just
basket. So
a
he's not-
villager that's lost his way. Like he doesn't know where to go, so he's thinking in his tom tom. I need water, and the tom tom says, "Yeah, you need to go right here. Go back."
Yeah. So yeah, looking for the pond here. So opening on the pond here. Valdemar is not doing that. He instead opening with the barracks. So he will meet that with some early aggression. So unfortunately, a little bit for Gullyd3ck3l, but not really surprising. Valdemar scouted that immediately. Was able to find that, scouted it out. Now built the barracks. There's the first spearman in queue, and that probably will shut this down pretty effectively, unless Gullyd3ck3l is also setting up some aggression. He doesn't have enough stone right now to build the military school, so that would be like the easiest way, I would say, to meet the aggression here, even though it would be too late, or too much too late, rather.
Yeah, but like he already said, like I had the same thought. Like Valdemar scouted it out, and he immediately reacted it with a proper way, like building a barrack so he can put pressure on it. And now Gully has to react on this aggression. You know, this is something you like to do. You want to put pressure on your opponent. Your opponent can make mistakes, like he needs to react. And Gully is reacting with his own barracks, like he's skipping the military school for now, which I like because military schools are kind of slow. So he'll have enough units out to defend against this spearman aggression from Valdemar, which has to travel all the way from his base to the dock. But the barracks from Gully is next to his dock, so reinforcements are immediately there at the fight.
Yeah, definitely the better reaction. As you said, military school, it takes more than a minute for the spearmen to arrive, so even if you put it down like almost immediately, you won't have the first spearman out before minute 2. And so yeah, with the spearman, there's a couple more in queue. He can actually contest that. The issue is, if Valdemar, and you can expect that to happen, if his micro is on top, he can pull away with any low health spearman, heal them up with the prelate, and then he can go at it again. So that usually is an uphill battle for the Ottomans, because they do not have the prelate early on. He can opt for the imam relatively soon with the vizier point, but yeah, before that, it is an uphill battle here. Even though he has the defender's advantage. And Valdemar already 8 spearmen out there. That is insane.
Yeah, he's really doubling down on the aggression, and that's really difficult from the defensive perspective from Gully. Like, how many spears is Valdemar gonna commit? Like, we're used to do 1 or 2 spears, maybe 3, but not 8. Like 8 is not really expecting. And Gully has his barracks next to his dock, so if he loses this barracks, he is also going to lose the dock, and that means that he's lost double of his investment. And I think Gully kind of got on the back foot already at the start of the game, just misjudging the map position and sending the scout the wrong way and the villager the wrong way. It immediately delayed him.
Yeah, it delayed him a little bit, and then as you said, like, you kind of have a delayed response to how many spearmen your opponent is committing to, because you don't want to overinvest, right? I mean, you don't want to build 6 spearmen if your opponent only sends 2. Like, that's not really a good investment. But at the same time, Valdemar really doubling down here. 8 spearmen, still a 9th one on the way, and Gullyd3ck3l is down to 3 spearmen. There's 1 more in queue, but that will not make it out, and that is not enough. Actually, it will. Okay, it will make it out because he wasn't like finishing burning down that barracks, and now Valdemar is onto the gold. Villager is gonna lose his life here. That's the first villager kill. Outpost is gonna be constructed. Another villager kill, actually. This is an incredible start for Valdemar, and an incredibly unfortunate start for Gullyd3ck3l.
Yeah, like Valdemar so on top, like not finishing the barracks because he scouted out on gold. He's so active with his scouting, and his scout is on all the right places. He even took down one or two spears, even with those vills. So he's up ahead in military. He's up ahead in vills. He's gonna kill another vill. No, the
Yeah,
vill
he's
manages
gonna
to. You can
charge
know he's
in.
gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
Yeah, he's gonna
Oh,
charge
it's
in and
still
kill
there.
another one. This is
Yeah.
so crazy.
So he's losing the spears, but that's fine. He killed 4 vills. His destroyed value is almost the same. He's already age 2. Gully still needs to get a goal to age up. Like, he's already massively behind. Gully's already massively behind. Like, this is a terrible position.
Yeah, this is like the only saving grace you could say is that Gullyd3ck3l did not lose the dog. Like that's literally the only thing that is going in his favor right now, that he didn't also lose that. But yeah, 100 wood for the barracks because it's Ottomans, right? So it's cheaper. Then he lost 4 villagers and in turn killed 10 spearmen total, I would say.
No,
Like,
not even. Like
not
the destroyed
even.
val is 640s. A spearman is 80. So
Yeah.
that's 8 spearmen.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's
8 spearmen max. But we always see 12 on wood. So I want to know how many production builders we have, because I suspect Valdemar's just doubling down the production builder for Valdemar on yellow.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know how many already has. Like, yeah, barracks, double archeries.
Yeah, double
He's just gonna
archeries.
follow up with heavy aggression, because you already know Gully's ripe for the kill.
Yeah, I mean he knows he's hurt. He's he's hit and he's leaning in the ring, and now he can finish him in round 2 basically if he does it right in a sense.
Yeah, and Gully choosing for the double matter vizier point. I like that it has 2 matters now. And I like the infantry speed bonus against HRE because they already have marching drills from the civilization bonus. But it's also like the other 2 vizier points. It's either equal with the Anatolian Hills or the imams for like Postcast or Prolonged Dark Age. I think those are slightly better, but in this situation you have to go for the matter because you're feeling so much pressure. You need to at least stabilize the game before you can think about scaling again.
Yeah, I would have preferred the imams in this situation. I mean, the meta, they're cool, but they're only good if you have the units to like to support them. It's kind of like with the Japanese. If you go for the bannerman, but you only have 2 of those units, is it really worth it? But if you have like 20 archers, then yeah, damn, those Smechtas are really good. But he's nowhere near that. So I think in a situation where you're thinking like you're talking low numbers, then the imams would be really good. At the same time, he probably expects exactly what Valdemar is doing, and that is a lot of archers. And then the imams, like all of a sudden, are not that great because you can just snipe them with the archers, and then they're done. So
yeah, that's the thing about
choice.
imams and H2. Like they're not the greatest in H2, and it's all about the scouting. I don't really know if Gully scouted out the double archery range or just expecting it because he plays the games a lot and plays Valdemar a lot. Like he has good game knowledge. But there's a huge army coming to the doorstep of Gully, already 2,000 army value, and they're just gonna burn through the tower. Now, no ram needed.
Yeah, at the same time, there is not too many melee units, and so it might still take a while for that outpost. It hasn't been fortified yet, but I mean, yeah, they will get it down. No, mind me. And the archers in the back now trying to look for damage. The woodline not really protected by the town center here, and those villagers on the run. Gullyd3ck3l in a tough spot here. I mean, now he can capitalize with the Sipahi. He can make quick work of those archers. So maybe that was a little bit of a misstep here by Valdemar to not respect the potential Sipahi coming out.
Yeah, it was probably a little bit too greedy. Like he's like, oh, I got marching drills. I'm a little bit faster. I'm going to trade out some archers for these villages. Maybe I can even go to castle then. But losing all those archer mess, he needs to mess up a little bit more and see what the state of the game is. I don't know if Gully still both has his ducks. I believe so, because it's difficult to pressure the base right now. So just switch up on the ducks, I would say.
Yeah, I think that definitely would be a valuable angle of attack. Gullyd3ck3l try to move out here with the Sipahi and the Magda moving into the Spearman. That's kind of not what he wanted to do for sure. Needs to be careful here. The Spearmen are gonna deal very effectively with the Sipahi. And
Yeah,
doesn't
but that's
have...
what you want to do if you're on the back foot. Like if you know you're behind, and if you know you're being pressured, you want to like raid with a couple of knights, like 2-3 knights or 4-6 horsemen. And in this case, force a buy because he's now finding vills, and the first one is going down. That's one villager dead, and not getting a second one, but opting to run away and come back for a later day.
Yeah, I mean that is a good find here, and he also then like knows obviously that he's on the food here out there, on the
Yeah.
fish and on the berries.
Yeah, and
Um,
Valdemar immediately going into Texas. He's like, oh yeah,
yeah.
god damn it, I'm getting raided. I need additional health on them.
Yeah, just get the textiles, and then at the same time he is moving out, so he's not chasing Gullyd3ck3l anymore, and instead is just moving out and unfortunately bracing into the Sipahi, so Sipahi almost getting sniped here by the Spearman and Archer comp. So that was a little bit unfortunate micro here.
Yeah, and there's a spy on top of those villagers again. He not killed another one yet, but there's a second one going down. So that's 2 villager kills for Gullyd. Also, trying to save his villagers on his gold himself. One villager goes down. Spies goes in trying to make a connection, but the spearmen, men-at-arms chasing them away. The archers doing their best to snipe out as many spears possible, but the matter is going down. So that's gone with a massive buff for the Ottoman army. The Sipahi trying to clean up as much as they can. The archers really need to take down those spears. The men-at-arms aren't the worst unit to fight against as Sipahi, and Valdemar's army is gonna get cleaned.
Yeah, at the same time there is still the man-at-arms standing, so Ottomans don't really have a good way to deal with mass men-at-arms here. So if Valdemar switches heavily into men-at-arms, that's gonna be really good for him.
Yeah, don't underestimate the power of the Sipahi. Like, I don't know if you ever watched the Crackity stream. If he has to explain the power of the Sipahi, he will do that with an immense passion and hate for it. Because Sipahi, like, they're a little bit more expensive than your regular horsemen. They also have this ability, Fortitude, which increases their attack speed, but they also get a debuff from melee units, so they get more damage from melee units. But they also have an additional attack range, so like, a lot of units can't reach from the second row, but Sipahi can, so he basically got double the damage output.
Yeah, no, I totally respect Sipahi and what they bring to the field. I'm just saying that they do not counter men-at-arms. So it's just, you know,
No,
if
not
you
hard
only
counter,
face
but it is a
men-at-arms...
soft counter. And I like that Valdemar's now sniping those fishing boats with a couple of archers. I would even like leave 3 or 4 archers there, because the Sipahi are raiding. So maybe 3 archers with a spear. You know, keep pressure on those fishing boats. Like, he probably doesn't know the second dock yet, but it's really tough to dive into that base.
Yeah, it is, but he's trying anyway, so a lot more units this time around, not only archers, and he's looking for some units. He doesn't have the vision here, so Gullyd3ck3l reacting fast here, putting up some quick walls here even. I'm trying to make sure that he will not be pressured from this side. Is getting housed though, so that is super annoying to deal with. Needs to put out a house immediately here. So good annoyance by Valdemar.
Raid on fish. And all the villagers running away from those Sipahi. And even got a tower there he could have dove into if he wanted to. That's the thing I like about what Valdemar's doing. Like, on every pond on this side, you see 3 ponds with 3 towers for both to vision, but also to secure villagers in the tower to... Oh, and one villager potting goes back to the gold. Is gonna try to save the day, is he? Oh, yeah, he got in the TC. He'll live to work another day.
That was a close one here. At the same time, the counter rate here from Valdemar, killing a couple archers here on the gold. Really making sure that Gullyd3ck3l is not getting any gold at the moment. He did get most of the military upgrades as well as broadaxe, but Valdemar got all the tier 1 upgrades already, so His eco definitely looking a little bit better, even though the villager numbers are comparable. You do still have the Archenchapel, so that is a little bit of eco buff.
Yeah, I don't know if we can switch to resources income per minute. And then we have a more clear picture, but we got an engagement right here. Embraced are the Spahai in this two spearmen, so they're stunned and they're not really giving out any damage yet. The archers of Valdemar trying to take out the archers of Gullyd. Like it's an all archer onto archer battle. No matter here, so Ottoman doesn't have a buff on the range defense for now, and they both have amazing movement speed, kiting all the way back to his base, and the two vills at gold will pay with their lives.
That is unfortunate. That was not needed to lose the villagers here, but oh wow, yeah. And with that, Gullyd3ck3l had enough of that, and he just realized that he is too far behind to make it work still. Impressive,
Yeah,
you know, like showcase from Valdemar to play aggressive HIE, especially when some people are still stuck in that mindset of, you know, HIE is just a fast castle, grab relics, if you don't do that you die, or play it, you know, defensively, turtly or whatever, and he just, you know, went full steam ahead and never let Ottomans, who are otherwise known for at least the potential to put out a lot of military, not let them get any of that.
Yeah, like that's the weakness of Ottomans. Like they're a slow civ in general, and Valdemar had such a fantastic opening. Like he killed multiple vills, he had a lot of destroyed value, and he also burned the barracks. Like he had already so many things going for them. He could just, you know, double down on military and win the game, which he did. And Gullyd in a, you know, on the back foot tried to raid a bit, got a couple of villager kills trying to get back into the game. But he had issues with the macro, like he was floating food for a while, and he felt all the pressure, and then not being able to get on the goal, not being able to get military schools up. I can understand him just throwing in the towel because, like we said, he was so far behind from the Dark Age aggression already.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. And ooh, that's gonna be a banger of a game. Next one is gonna be on front range, so we won't really have we won't have an image there, but you know, just imagine it's front range, and Valdemar is going to play the Abbasid against the Mongols. Wait, I need to switch that up still, so it's upcoming. There you go. So yeah, Abbasid against Mongols on front range.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah, like
you do that do know that map. So what is your take on that?
So I only played the one game against Cow on that map, and we looked a little bit with Avely, mainly to get like obvious bugs out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, the trade post is all the way up into the mountains in the middle, so you got a long trade with a high gold income, but you also got a lot of cliff there that are naturally walling that side of the map, and that's something the Mongols lack. They can't build any walls. They depend solely on towers. But with all these natural cliffs, like half of your trade is already pretty decent protected. So yeah, if you can, I would like to trade on this map. Of course, that's always the question if you're able to and if you want to. But that would be a good option. In my experience in that one game, like in the early games, it's really open. So it has a lot of potential for Dark Age aggression. It has a lot of potential for feudal aggression, and food is pretty much outward. And then at some point you come at that stage like, yeah, we need to transition into a more defensive gameplay and need to take control of the rocky area because all the golds, or most of the golds, are in that rocky area. So if you don't manage to get map control on that area, you'll just lack gold.
Yeah, I never thought of this map as a trade map, but I mean, you know, I can see it work for sure.
Yeah. Let's say the silver tree is all the way in the right, you know, of Gullyd's map. then the trader is gonna go through his own base, which is partly protected by his
Yeah.
army.
And
Then you got a lot of glyphs protecting the trade, and then you got those two stone together, pretty close to the outpost. Like throw a couple of towers there, your trade is protected.
yeah, that's the thing. It totally makes sense. Like, it just never occurred to me because to me this is kind of like a fast tempo, aggressive map. But yeah, I mean, with all the cliffs here, kind of like
But
Alpha,
we
but better, you could say. I don't know.
we still need to do introductions.
Yeah,
You're gonna
right.
do introductions on me.
I I let you do it this time. Please, favor us.
Okay. In the white, playing in the color purple, playing as the Mongols. It's our Deutsches Kraftpaket, Gullyd3ck3l. And then on the left side of the map, in the color yellow, playing as the Abbasid Dynasty, it's the one and only cinematic swimmer of lakes, Valdemar.
Do you get that kind of stuff when you become a dad, or is that something you have to actively work
It's a
for?
superpower when you get kids.
Oh
The dad
gosh.
joke.
Oh my god. Like that was I wasn't ready for the Kraftpaket. I give you that. That was amazing.
I prepped you. Like I'm taking my job seriously. You know. I looked at which players were competing. I know stuff about them. You know, the video about Valdemar, like, yeah, we're gonna get serious now, and we're gonna do coaching, and we're swimming in the lake. You know, I was like, yeah, we're definitely gonna reference that.
We're gonna have to go to reference. I need to write that down. Oh gosh.
Where are my notes? Where are my notes?
Write that down. Need to use it
Oh,
for
military wing. That's a
military
good call,
wing.
Valdemar. Yeah, I really like military against Mongols.
Yeah, against Mongols,
'Cause
you kinda have
yeah,
to.
you just kill Dark Age aggression instantly. Like,
Yeah, and it's
you
kind of interesting. If I look at a scouting pattern, Valdemar hasn't, like, he went around his base and now he's moving over towards the front range, northern part here, and he hasn't scouted at all what Gullyd3ck3l is doing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because if Gully goes into Dark Age aggression, it doesn't matter if it's spearman or horseman, with or without the tower. With military wing, the Orientals come out really quick, so most of the situation you can stop the tower. And even if you can't, you got free siege engineering. So you just need to gather 200 wood, make a ramp, boom, tower's gone. Like that's not worth it from the Mongol perspective. So you can scout whatever you want because military wing automatically already shuts down any potential Dark Age aggression.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the thing for me is like, if you know that your opponent Mongol isn't playing aggressive, wouldn't you rather go for ecoing?
Nah, no, because even if the Mongol goes fast fuel, that's what Gull is doing,
Yeah, that's fine.
and in a lot of situations, either Uvu or gold is exposed. So you do the ram trick on the Uvu or the gold instead.
Yeah,
and then
I guess so.
you'll be ad.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I would have been like, if I play against Mongols, I scout what they're doing, because if they're not playing aggressively, I don't need to. But I mean, we're gonna see what these units will achieve now. So as you said, out there very quickly, and by now, I was gonna say by now he has scouted the base. He hasn't done that yet. But yeah, he will find damage on the gold. That is for sure. The other gold would be over here way in the front. So if you can cut Mongols from gold, that's gonna be a rough time for them. There's no outpost here. He has enough wood to construct an outpost, but he would have had to start already by now. So this is...
Yeah, you still got the ram potential to deal with. Like, the archery range into double Mangada, which is possible. He gathered enough gold for at least one Mangada. I hope he has for two. Yeah, that's smart by Gully. Like, he gathered one and a little bit more gold for the double Mangada. He's also researching double Broadex. I don't know what you think about that.
I mean, he has...
Would you rather have 4 Mangada? Or 2 Mangada with double products. Oh, it's going to archers. It's going to archers. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, with the
yeah, that's the way you better call.
Yeah, with the Mangudai here, you need 60 gold, which he does have that, and then with the double, obviously, yeah, still need 60. But then you're down to 34 gold, which you cannot really do anything with that anymore. And so archers will do just fine.
Yeah, it's my bad. Like I'm so focused on playing Mangudai because I just love the unit. Like he's in the defensive positions. Of course, archers are way better,
Yeah.
and they're even cheaper with stone as well. They're only 80 resources, so it's only 80 stone. And Valdemar going into the horseman for the tri-comp. You know that's an usual thing by Abbasid if they play 1TC. You already have spears and archers from your military wing, and then you add in a stable with a couple of horsemen. You got counters to all unit types, and Khan getting poked, but trying to managing to get away. But Valdemar already achieved something. Like Gullyd is stuck in his base.
Yeah. Gullyd3ck3l is stuck in his base. By the way, Valdemar captured the points of interest that we haven't talked about that much, so he knows if there's anything coming over the mountainside, he would be aware of that, so that is very nicely done. Archer's a little bit out of position here. Khan is kind of sacrificing him there. Okay, close call here. But yeah, Gullyd3ck3l, a lot of archers already. That is very, very nice. He could actually go back to gold if he wanted to, but there's no... He's not moving to gold at the moment at all.
Now he's just going for the critical mass of archers. Archers do really well against Abbasid in general, because archers are way more efficient than camel archers. They deal against the spearmen. So even if you got phalanx, that's the upgrade that increases spearman range. You know, you got archers. Like the archers themselves. So if Valdemar makes more archers, he could beat them. Or horsemen would beat Gullyd's archers, but trickle in a couple of spearmen. Like if you have 5 spearmen and 20 archers, that's a really good comp. And you know, now the thing is, like, as a Mongol, I don't want Valdemar going castle simply because he get that upgrade for the Abbasid archers. What's it called?
Composite bow. Yeah.
Yeah, composite bow. Like that's a game killer right there.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, you do have the signal arrow, the attack speed arrow from the Khan, which signal arrow is the other one. Anyway, so you get the attack arrow, which makes the archers insanely strong, and so that would be, that's why massing the archers is really effective. Even if you only have regular archers, doesn't matter. They're super strong.
So Valdemar just scouting out like, okay, Gullyd, you're still commanding units because I'm commanding units as well. What are we doing? You know, just keeping each other on the toes. I don't know if you can switch to income per minute now.
Sure.
And we got Abbasid saying in chat, the kindergarten. You know, and I don't know, what do you feel about specifically Abbasid saying that it's a kindergarten?
I think there's a certain part of irony to that statement, but it's all good fun here, right? So definitely enjoy that he is in the chat here and weighing in on the state of the game here. And as we say that Abbasid is clashing with the Mongols right now, Archers dealing with the one horseman and now on top. Ooh, horseman flank from the back. Where's the signal? What's the attack arrow winning? There it is. There you need it. And moving away here super fast. At least for a couple seconds, right?
Yeah, he's trying to save as many archers as he can. He's been called out of position. Great horseman flank from behind. He's trying to add in those Kashyyyks to deal with those horsemen, because Kashyyyks do well against horsemen and archers, but they're too late, and so many archers already going down, and this is terrible. Like, you most of the time want to transition to a archer knight composition into castle, but yeah, if you lose all your archers in feudals, which units are gonna snipe those spears?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I'm probably like the most Kashyyyk loving person on this planet, but Kashyyyk against horsemen doesn't feel good, just because they're not countering them. Like, I mean, in a straight up 1v1 fight, yeah, obviously they're strong, but
Yeah,
they don't counter them. So the horsemen can dive on top of your archers. They don't care about the Keshik, and they kill your archers. If you have spearmen, they cannot do that. And so I think just the spearman archer comp would have been so much better in this situation, and he wouldn't have lost like what 20 archers. Like that was a brutal destruction here.
yeah. The stored values are like 2300, so that's like 20 archers. And I like that Valdemar immediately queues up a camel archer, seeing a couple of Keshiks. Like,
Mhm.
okay, he's
Yeah.
going to cavalry. I'm gonna make him uneasy.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
you see my camel, you get a little bit flustered, you get a little bit panic in your eyes, and then you do 20% damage less.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the camel unease is really really strong, and then the few late Keshik, which are also like they're already struggling as is. Now they're even more. I don't want to say useless, but like you cannot use them in a fighting position against the Abbasid if they're having that kind of composition. For raiding, sure, but other than like for fighting against them, it doesn't really make sense.
Oh, and we say Khan Hunter increasing the range of those relic archers so they can kite even more. The Keshiks tanking against both horsemen. Horsemen just poking, seeing what are you up to, what's your armor composition, how many units do you have. It's more about the scouting information than really getting value. And the Khan Hunter almost goes down.
Yeah,
It is
that
so
is.
happy. Yeah, he got him. So that's gone with the range. The Khan buffing those archers as well. TC firing as well on those horsemen. Spearmen going down on those catching and taking them down evenly, throwing the spearmen under the TC, cleaning up as much army as possible. And meanwhile, we see the gold going up and up and up for Valdemar. Maybe it's gonna transition. Oh, even sniping out those Vil. Like Valdemar is feeling very, very comfortable if he's taking the time to take out even Vils when fighting in the base of Gullyd.
Yeah, I mean at the same time you only quote unquote killed 3 villagers there, so definitely a favorable fight here for Valdemar and making sure that Gullyd3ck3l is never getting up these critical masses that he would need. But difficult here for
Yeah.
Gullyd3ck3l to compete with that. His
Oh yeah,
food
like
income
this
is
is wood line
almost
is
down.
exposed. There's no wood
Yeah,
anymore.
Woodland exposed. Yeah, running out of food, losing units time and time again, and
And Valdemar winning the game so quickly again.
wow.
Do you think Gully, he played 3 hours against Phyllis Berto. Did you think it affects him?
I don't think so because he is good enough. Like he's an experienced player. He's a seasoned tournament Warchief club participant, and so I don't think that this affects him massively. It's just that Valdemar is really really good, and so I think that's the most issue, the main issue that he has right now, is that Valdemar is just really really good and he can capitalize on those tiny issues or tiny mistakes that you may be making. And like I mean the flank earlier, like a couple minutes ago, like right here, that was insane. Like this is really high level play, this kind of flanking, and completely unexpected. Like Gullyd3ck3l was caught completely with his pants down, and like you can tell in the numbers, and then he couldn't mess up again as fast or like faster than Valdemar was able to. And then he's just to the back to the back with the back to the base to the wall, and Abbasid has the better eco. What do you do from there? So yeah.
Yeah, with the military wing opening, like he had to start in a defensive position,
Mm-hmm.
which could be fine. And I saw Gully try to scout a couple of times, but every time his con was cut out by those horsemen, so he couldn't really get any info. And at some time you're seeing some units at your base, but you're not really sure what he's doing behind it. Is he going to castle? Is he doubling down on military? Is he taking all his eco upgrades? So I can understand Gully feeling the need to go out on the map and pressure Valdemar, and it totally backfired for him
Mm-hmm.
with the flank. And that was a good bait by Valdemar.
Yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. Alright, third game is coming up. They're gonna play on Cliffside. They did already do the drop, so let me update that real quick. And then I would love to hear your take, because that is a matchup that we've seen a couple times lately. Two civilizations that are not super present on the ladder, let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Their pick rate's not really high, but uh, I like them. I like the civilizations, and I like that matchup. What do you think?
yeah, Mali against Delhi. It's not a matchup that I'm really familiar with because I hardly play any Mali, and at the time that I played a lot of Delhi has been many months ago as well.
Mm.
I think they're both still good cis. Like Marlin has such a good passive eco with the pit mines. Even if you can secure your second pit mine really early in feudal, with the cow boom, like Fembra's fun, but all those cows they give so much food, and in late game, those cows don't um, count as villagers, so it's like additional food income without costing any population.
Hmm.
And the other side, we got Dali with a lot of free technologies, of course. That's their civilization bonus. Additional gold from the sacred sites if you manage to keep that map control, which they can do because they can pump out a lot of units in feudal. And then even if you get to imperial, like you can all get all these imperial techs that are really expensive. And if you got like 25 scholars or something, um, the technologies are researched that fast, like that
Hmm.
it's just plain cheating.
Yeah, if you have the scholars, that's the big if. But yeah, we're in game, so let's. Wait, I actually need to. Um, oh, how was that again? I need to switch the UI. But Valdemar playing the Malians in the right side, on the right side of the map, cliffside. In yellow, opening as you do with the pit mine. Looking at this extended spawn, a lot of pit mines potentially on the right side, or one of them is even behind his base, so nothing in the front actually, besides berries and stone, which both is not super important for Malians early on. Gullyd3ck3l with the delis in purple. Classic opener on the berries with the mill as you do, then the mosque and house, and then switching over to gold, just a 7 or rather 8, 2-8-3 split here.
Yeah, it's just these standard openings, like not any Dark Age question. We even got 6 houses on the pit mine. Marlins love that because that's a huge gold boost. You don't need any villagers on gold. He's even going for 7 houses on the pit mine. Yeah, I can count. It's 7. Like that, that's pretty greedy. But yeah, he can do that because it takes some time for Delhi gets off.
Mm-hmm.
Delhi already reaching efficient production. You see that on Q in the top left. It's gonna increase their military production builds for 100% if a scholar is garrisoned. So that's how you build a stable. You put a scholar in it, and immediately it bumps out Ghazi at double the speed.
Yeah, very helpful to get that production out early on, and it's like I like civilizations where they have some like these kind of bonuses where you can produce units a lot faster, because that just means you need to invest so much less into production buildings, and that means you have more resources then to have for military. I mean, one of the reasons why Delhi is so good at pumping out units so much is because at some point they skip going on gold, and the villages that you have on gold can then just go onto food instead, or wood, depending on what you want to do. Dome of the Faith, the typical landmark nowadays. Monster Quarry on the other side. Almost the same time that the player started. Valdemar on with 5 villagers, so he should finish slightly before. So both players basically reaching feudal age more or less at the same time. No upset here
Yeah.
whatsoever.
So I'm thinking about the follow-up in feudal, like as Valdemar, like do you want to build, when you go for pro scouts to contest the Delhi, which gets pro scout for free, but with a later timing, so you maybe can already get like 1 or 2 tier packs off the map.
Mm.
But then you also gotta invest a lot into military, or you're just gonna, you know, make some Donzos and Javelin turrets in your base and cow boom.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, this is a trap that you can fall into sometimes, and not saying that those players will, but you can do so many different things with Malians. You can do pro scouts, you can cow boom, you can do this, that, the other thing. Um, and if you over invest into that and you're not careful, your opponent can clap at you with a good feudal aggression, and you have nothing to show for it. And so I would still expect pro scouts, like for various reasons, as you mentioned. Like you can take it away from your opponent, but you also benefit from that, obviously, and it's very nice to do that with the Malians. At the same time, and then you follow it up with a little bit of cow boom, just like not like heavily going into that, but like just slowly, one by one, building up the cattle ranches, and then populating it with the cattle, and then go from there. Basically, I don't think that you could make a plan right now what you're gonna do in the next 5 minutes. It totally depends on what your opponent is gonna do. Both players opening with a stable. Um, there it is. There's pro scouts for Valdemar. We do have it in queue as well for Gullyd3ck3l, so he will go for the pro scouts immediately, and then a survival technique. So yeah, definitely looking for the pro scouts as well.
Yeah, like we talked about, like I saw the stable going up from Valdemar, like okay, he decided to go pro scouts because he has 1 deer pack in the back, which is pretty safe. If you can just get the deer pack on the left, which is kind of safe as well, you're just sharing your food, like you both got half.
Yeah.
That's fine. I think it's gonna be really difficult to take one of the deer packs from Gully, because he also has deer pack in the back and also one on the side, which is kind of safe. So both are going for a little bit of feudal aggression, maybe some Donzos or Spearmen as well, trying to protect those deer packs so your scouts can easily pick them up. Gully, of course, as Ghazi as well, trying to contest those warrior scouts, because Malians has an upgrade that gives the scouts more damage, and they're a little bit quicker. And that's really beneficial because scouts heal from themselves, and Gully has to send his Ghazi back to his base if he wants to be healed by a scholar. Gully also already going to archers, and Valdemar going into those Donzos. Like, this is just a classic game.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this is just so standard meta.
Yeah, it is pretty standard, so no upset as of now whatsoever. Valdemar is picking up Gullyd3ck3l's left side deer pack though right now, so he has 5 scouts and 2 of them are just slowly taking the deer from Gullyd3ck3l. So if he can keep that up, he'll actually end it with a 3-1 split sort of with the deer, and that would be really nice for him.
That would be real. Like, I'm always afraid for that sort of kind of shenanigans. Like, I always get caught. Oh, Donzo also getting caught with his pants down and almost losing his life, was making it back to his TC, throwing your spear back to him just because he's mad about it. But these are choices to make. But like, I'm gonna try to steal that the deer pack or not, because if I get caught, it's gonna cost me a lot of scouts and downtime, and I'll be behind. But if I manage to take a couple of deers, even if it's like 2 or 3, you already have small advantage, and that's what you want to do in AV4. You want to build those small advantages.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the things I would look at it that way. You're not, as long as you don't lose your warrior scouts, you don't really invest anything into that. You potentially take away from your opponent. If he doesn't react to that, great. Then you definitely get ahead. And even if he realizes that, and let's say there is a Ghazi raider, well, then you just drop the deer and you make it away, and you probably will not get killed at that point. So I don't think there's really a downside other than if you're not careful, you might run out of food if you're not getting other deer in the meantime as well. But that's why we have to split. So Valdemar is on 8 warrior scouts right now, and they're not all going to the same deer pack. They're just splitting up, some here and some there, and that's why that works really, really well. So I think that alone shows how you can use the deers, the pro scouts, effectively.
Yeah, it's a good multitasking, just like Gully is multitasking by trying to take those sacred sites, also going for the greedy sacred site in the middle and the sacred site on the right side, which is more close to Valdemar's base than his.
Mm-hmm.
Taking the left side now as well. Pro scouts almost finished, not any scouts in queue as of yet, because it's all about those timings, especially at the top level. That if you're like a minute late with your scouts, you're a minute later taking relics, and you blink with your eyes, all relics are gone, all the deer are gone. So scouts in queue right now. Very good, Gully. You're a good boy. I listen to your teacher.
Yeah, and I mean it does make sense if you're not going like yes, it is delayed, and so we will get less out of that. But at the same time, besides time, he didn't pay anything for it, and so there's also not really any downside to it. If you only get 3 deer, well, that's at least 3 deer, right? And then also the thing is, if he carries them all, like they're safe in his back, in the back of his base, but they're still vulnerable against like to sofa raids. But if you can carry them all the way to your town center, they are much safer then, all of a sudden. And so I don't think there's any downside for Delhi to go for Pro Scouts, even if it's delayed by 2 minutes compared to other civs.
Oh no, I would always take the free Pro Scouts even if it's delayed. I do wonder if we have a market, because a market most of the times indicates you want to buy food and wood and go for a lot of feudal pressure. Can we take a look at Gully's base for markets?
Neither player has a market right now, so there's a blacksmith. There's no market from either player.
Okay. So Gully just deciding to float all that gold and keep all his money in his pocket.
Yeah, at the same time he's off gold. Oh, there you go. Where's all the gold?
Boom.
Boom. There you go. There is the market. So yeah, he's building a market right now. To equalize a little bit of that eco. But yeah, definitely a lot of villagers on food right now, so he could go castle in a couple seconds.
Nah, he can't go castle. Look at all those dancers and javelin throwers.
Never mind. I mean,
let's castle into
okay.
GG.
Yeah. I was like, he can go castle. It's just that then the game is over. But I mean, he can, right?
Yeah, in theory you can.
You know,
like you got enough of food and you got enough gold, so you know, just wait until you got 11 on the food. Do we have an income per minute?
Oh yeah, sure. So yeah, it's kind of like you can jump from a bridge. It's not like the game is over.
Wait 2 minutes and you can go castle.
He could, I guess. But yeah, so Valdemar is looking for a lot of aggression. Dancer javelin throwers. Yeah, it's super funny. They're both countering each other completely. It really comes down to the micro here, and Valdemar is pulling the trigger here, and Gullyd3ck3l needs to defend this. He cannot lose the houses. There's also the wood line that he needs to protect here. Warrior Scouts in the front here, doing a considerable amount of tanking here as well, right? So not to be scoffed at here at all. And overall, looks like Valdemar did take the better engagement, all things considered.
Yeah, you got this back and forth with the cavalry against the spears. They're trying to lure the spears in the front so the archers can snipe them, and they're trying not to connect with those spears because they do a lot of damage to them. So the Ghazi in this situation is just gonna get in and out and in and out. Meanwhile, archers are standing their ground, trying to tank all those Donzos, trying to take them out as quickly as possible, but numbers are falling, and the javelin throwers are going to take out all those archers, so it's only a couple of Ghazi against that mass of Donzo and javelin throwers, and Valdemar once again doubling on the aggression and just annihilating Gully's army.
Yeah, and Valdemar has more production buildings, that's the thing. So Gullyd3ck3l has 1-1. And so, you know, technically, I guess you could say 2 archery ranges and 2 stables, right? Because it's with a scholar. But Valdemar has 2 barracks. He has 3 archery ranges and then a stable for good measure for the warrior scouts. And so he's slightly ahead in production. buildings, and that's why Gullyd3ck wasn't able to mass up. He didn't have the archer numbers to deal with the dancers effectively, and so the Ghazi raiders just had to shuffle back and forth and couldn't really connect, and that just cost him so many Ghazi raiders. If you look at the destroyed value, it's almost 2-1 here for Valdemar. And
yeah, and Gully going for the YOLO castle, like he's gonna try to get castle and maybe do something with knights. I don't really like knights as well.
knights or
And you can
elephants,
really
but
you actually want barracks, I would say, but
yeah.
yeah, such a tough part. I also lost control of his back there as well. A lot of scouts were killed as well. So he's gonna struggle with food as well. Oh my god, I only see what's called bears on the road for Gully.
Yeah, he actually had to mine gold because he lost control of the sacred sites, which that must feel bad. That's definitely a feels bad moment for Delhi. That if you have to mine gold to get up to Castle Age, not to mention that this is like in plain sight here. Valdemar knows exactly what's happening. By the way, in the meantime, he also went Castle. Oh my, yeah. He went Castle Age, and so he's ahead in age. He's ahead in military. He has some map control. Like, what do you do from there? Like, unless your opponent's computer crashes, there's probably not a good way for you to come back into
It's
the
a
game.
clean 3-0 victory for Valdemar. Like, you can say what you want to, but 3 games in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
From our perspective, Valdemar in pole position in both of those. I mean, all 3 of these 3 games, in triplet of the 3 games.
Yeah.
Just really well played by Valdemar, and I think Gully did a lot of the right moves, but it comes down to these small details like losing too much military, or like in the first map where he went out of the villager to the wrong side of the map, so his duck was delayed, and the scout went to the wrong side of the map, so he got less sheep, and
Yeah.
those things add up. They escalate so quickly.